Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome tonight to the Sim Harris Clash presented by the Ram Series. Tonight on the docket, it's the late models, the pro late models, and night 2 of UMP action headed your way. Right now, we've got about 20 late models who have taken time for night 1 of their 2-night show. It's going to be exciting. It's all brought to you live by your exclusive home for the Ram Series, Backwards Hat Productions. I am Bradley Wilson. I'm joined up here in the booth tonight by Robbie Buckner. Robbie, what do you think, man? You ready to see 2 classes tonight, late models and modifieds?
I am, brother, I am. Sad that I missed it last night, but we're here today and ready to go.
Well, here we go, folks. Practice underway. They've got about 4 minutes left before we're going to roll over to qualifying. On top of the board right now, it's the 81 car, Joey Lamb Racing's Joey Lamb, as he's got right about less than a tenth of a second on John Kennedy, who sits second in the 89 car. Robbie, last night we saw 2 3-wide racing throughout the street stock show. Great action as they wrapped up their one and only full night here with a Sim Harris Clash. Tonight, however, we're going to see late models and modifieds in action. Late models going to lock in through heat races and qualifying into tomorrow night's A main. Then the modifieds, they're going to run almost a full show to set the field for the outside row of tomorrow night's A main. Then tomorrow night, you're not going to want to miss it, the third and final night of coverage. It'll be last chance qualifiers, Robbie, as well as the A mains for the respected 2 classes.
Fighting, brother.
I think what I like about this is we're getting to see driver-car combinations that you normally don't see. You've got Ronald Piles out there, who was, you know, one of the guys that front ran all season long during the Wing Thursday nights. You've got him out there in a modified tonight. He was in a UMP mod last night. You know, you've got guys like Torrin Shirts, who we've seen in just about everything except the late models. You're getting to see him in action tonight. The list goes on and on, including the Rocky Top Outlaw, Eric Tupper, in the 115 car. So it's going to be a lot of excitement, man.
It is, brother. It's going to be a fun night. Exciting to see and see what happens as the night progresses, but definitely going to be a fun one to watch.
Well, I'll tell you what, Robbie, why don't we let you get a talk with tonight's quick time of the night so far throughout practice, Joey Lamb. I interview him all the time. I'm going to give you the distinct pleasure to interview the man and see what he thinks his chances are tonight.
Joey Lamb, Robbie Buckner, Backwards Hat Production. Got a copy, brother?
Hey, man, what's up?
Man, you sound excited. You excited for tonight?
Well, I'm excited that I'm talking to you because I haven't talked to you in a while. Normally it's Bradley that moves me, so.
I'm a slacker. What can I say?
Yeah, you are. But it's alright.
Not showing up like I'm supposed to, you know.
It's forgiven.
Worthless. But good to see you back, man.
Thank you. I wasn't going to come tonight, but you speak the devil's name enough, the devil shall appear.
Well, brother, I tell you, man, you know, it's this pro late models. This is kind of your bread and butter here recently. I've got a pretty good field of cars. Looks like right now John Kennedy and Brett Rolls and Eric Tupper are down there in the 18.5s with you. Who do you think tonight you're going to have to battle for this thing to get ready for tomorrow night's main event?
Definitely probably John, Brett, Eric, Chris, Trevor. I mean, there's a lot of good people in here. I just haven't had the best time, so.
I hear you, brother. Man, exciting news coming out of Joey Lamb Racing recently.
Now we get to meet Robbie Buckner in Darlington.
That's not exciting, man. That's going to be one of the biggest disappointments of your life. It's like the first time I tried White Castle, man. I should have left it alone. Should let it stay the dream that it was.
Nope. You're
Brother,
way better than White Castle.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you, hanging out with you for a little bit at Darlington. It's a good track, in my opinion. If you've never been there before, I'll go ahead and tell you the stairs suck. I don't know if you've ever been, but the stairs suck.
Nope, I've never been to Darlington. But
Yeah.
we're going.
It's 172 steps. I've counted them. And it's straight up, brother. But best of luck to you tonight, man. Before we let you get ready to qualify, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, yeah. Chad, our Carter Speed Shop, Outlaw Dart Reavers, Joey Lamb Racing. Yeah, so just everybody. But we're going to go qualify, so.
All right, brother. We'll give it heck.
Ladies and gentlemen, the car is going to start making their way to the grid now, as it looks like the 91 car of... That's going to be the 91 car. Ramsey going to be the first one out on the track. See who will be next to join him. Kyle Ramsey, the Ohio native, going to be out there with Torrance Shirts in the 33 car as we get set to watch qualifying unfold now. Ramsey's going to take the green flag, work his way through turn 1. Torrance Shirts right up around the top shelf through 3 and 4. Is going to rocket down the front straightaway. Give you the great sights off the roof of the 33 cars. Torrance going to rocket through 3 and 4. It'll be Kyle Ramsey. Quick time so far with a 19.301. Shirt's going to take the line. That'll be quick time with an 18.878. Joey Lamb, the quickest guy in practice we just spoke with. He's out there as well in the 81 car. Mr. Excitement out of Carolina. He'll be joined out there by the 20 car of Alex Bridger out of the Midwest region. As here we go, it's going to be Shirts on top of the board so far. We're going to see what Bridger and Lamb can do. Alex Bridger going to work it through 1 and 2 right around the top shelf. Here comes Joey Lamb, going to complete his first lap. Second quickest on the board with an 18.912. You watch Mr. Excitement work his way down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Laps coming in. It's going to be Bridger in 4th. Lamb will not improve. Will remain second on the board. Give the top spot to Torrance Shirts through 4 cars. Out next on the racetrack, you've got the 97 car of Blake Heather and the 5 car of Shane Showtime Kelly. The cars on pit road making their way to the staging area. There's a look at Blake Heathers. He's going to work his way through 3 and 4. The number 97 Backwards Hat Production sponsored car. Down the front straightaway, the first lap for Heather going to be second. First lap was 5th quickest. He's going to go to second on the board with a 18.900. Meanwhile, Shane Kelly going to hang right around the 6th spot as he'll look to improve on that second lap. Meanwhile, out on the track, just joining them, you've got the 24 car, Trevor Shaken Baker. You're going to see him back in UMP action a little later on, but first we're going to get the late models out rolling. As Blake Heather's going to go to the top of the board, Robbie, with an 18.706. Brett Rolls out of the Mid-South region going to be out there as well. Is he going to rocket down the back straightaway, see what kind of time he can put. Meanwhile, Baker's going to go to second on the board with an 18.784, just shy of quick time. Rolls going to rocket down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Going to be top shelf. Looking for pay dirt here. We'll see what he can do. He was second on the board that time. We'll see if he can put it on the board. Quick time, lap number 2. It looks good so far. We'll see what it looks like at the line off of turn number 4. Not going to get there. He will remain second on the board. The Canadian driver Kyle Edgar out there as well. Going to see what he can turn. The 900 car, Kyle Breitfielder out of the Midwest region out there as well. Kyle Edgar going to come off of turn number 4. Going to remain 9th quickest on the board as we go on board with the 900 car of Kyle B out of the Midwest region. It's a little crossed up out of 4. We're going to see if that affects the time. It'll be 9th quickest on the board, bumps Kyle Edgar back to 10th. Out on the track now, we've got the 72 car of Jeffrey Lanham out of Ohio. He's joined out there by the 515 Chris Cox out of the Midwest region. Cox looks like something's amiss through 3 and 4. Maybe just didn't want to pull up onto the racetrack in front of the 72. Wise move because Lanham is on it. Here we go with the driver out of Ohio. We're going to see what the first lap looks like. 7th quickest on the board with a 19.108. Cox now going to get it fired up as he's going to wind it up off of turn number 2. Rockets down the back straightaway into turn 3. There you see him right up along the cushion. High, wide, and handsome through 3 and 4. He's going to come off. We'll see what the time looks like for him. 10th quickest on the board with a 19.385. 2 up, 2 down. 2 more get set to go. It'll be the 115, the Rocky Top Outlaw of Eric Tupper. He'll be joined out on the track by the 68 car of Ronald Piles. Piles out of West Virginia. The West Virginia native going to see if he can put it on top of the board. Everybody continues to chase Blake Heather in that rocket fast lap he's got so far. Tupper going to work it through 1 and 2. Top shelf as he's going to rocket down the back straightaway. There is Ronald Piles as well. Go on board with Piles as he saws the wheel through 3 and 4. Tupper's going to go to 6th quickest on the board with an 18.965. Meanwhile, Piles going to jump him, go to 4th quickest on the board with an 18.786. Tupper one more time off of turn number 4. Going to look for pay dirt at the line. We'll see if it's an improvement. Will be. The Tennessee driver is going to go to 5th quickest on the board with an 18.814.
Lap.
Next out, it looks like you're going to have the 28 car of Christopher Lewis being joined out there, Robbie, by the 74 car, last night's UMP qualifier winner, Blake Brown.
Yeah. One division racing another. It's the way you do it at the local tracks.
Here we go. Christopher Lewis going to go top shelf through 1 and 2. First lap was 9th quickest on the board. We're going to see if he can improve on that. Meanwhile, the 74 car of Blake Brown is going to go to 6th quickest on the board. Off of turn number 4. At the line, it's going to be Lewis. No improvement, will remain 10th. Meanwhile, here comes Blake Brown. Going to see if he can improve on the 6th quickest time. Will improve, but not on the speed charts. He will remain 6th. Out there next up, you've got the 100 car of Michael Henry. Michael Henry came on strong last night in the UMP qualifier race to lock his way into the show. Looks like you're also going to have the 66 car, Robbie, of Tyler Gray.
Yeah, it's good to see Tyler Gray back out there, man. I know he break for a little bit, had a couple disappointing runs in the 60 sprints, and then a little break, but it's good to see him back out there.
Here we go. Henry going to work it top shelf through 3 and 4, where just about everybody's been through their qualifying runs. We're going to see if he can improve on the 10th quickest time he set on the first lap. 3rd quickest on the board with an 18.784. Out there on the track now, you have the 71 car of Corey B out of Ohio. Joined out there by the 89 car of John Drillblank John Kennedy. Dribbling. John Kennedy out of Illinois. Gonna run it through the top shelf 1 and 2. Robbie, everybody's qualifying runs so far have been pretty much right up around the top.
Yeah, the top's pretty much where all the grip is right now. The bottom, the berm down there is pretty much worn out, slicked over. All your tackiness is up there right up around that cushion. So if you're gonna get a run, you're gonna have to get it from the high side right now.
Kennedy's gonna go to 10th quickest on the board. Meanwhile, Corey B gonna come off of turn number 4. Timed in 20th on the first lap, going to jump up to 18th. Not what he was wanting, I would imagine. Next out, you've got the final qualifier on the night. Spotlight all to himself. We're going to see what he can do with it. That's Joseph Halsey in the 23 car out of the Midwest region.
Ended up down the backstretch, got up out there by the wall. Modulate that throttle.
Here we go. Going to come off at turn number 4. We'll see what the time at the line will be as he's going to work it through 3 and 4 right around the bottom, something we haven't seen yet. No time. He got the wall on the first lap. Second lap. Going to be 15th quickest on the board. Robbie, you got to wonder if maybe being a little timid after getting the wall on the first lap, not recording a time. Meanwhile, it's going to be Blake Heather going to hold on to tonight's Quick Time Award for the Pro Late Model Division. First of 2 divisions you're going to see in action tonight. I believe Robbie is ready to talk with our Quick Time Award winner.
Heck yeah. Blake Heather, Robbie Button, backwards hat. Got a copy, bud?
Hey, Robbie, how's it going? Haven't heard your voice in a while.
Have I been gone that long?
You must have been, brother. I missed you. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. What about that lap, man? Quick time for the night. I lose him?
Oh, there's still a 6 out there. Sorry, I was hitting the wrong button. But, yeah, I found something with about 2 minutes left in practice, and, man, it just... She was hooked up, and she was on sales.
Heck yeah, brother. It definitely showed. You know, you got almost a 3/100ths of a second advantage over Brett Rolls. Definitely, it seems like the track slowed down a little bit from practice, but definitely didn't slow down much for you there.
Yeah, I mean, smooth, consistent. Just run your line, run your race, and the more consistent you be, I mean, anybody can go out there and hot lap. But, I mean, it's those that hit 7s and 8s consistently or whatever the times may be, you know, that's going to end up prevailing over one quick time, mess up a lap, one quick time, mess up a lap. You know, consistency is always going to win.
Typically, those that can run a consistent groove and a consistent lap time over and over and repeat it are the ones that tend to be there at the end of this thing. But looking forward to the first heat here. I know the natural goal is to go out there and win the thing, but seeing how tonight's all about just setting positions for tomorrow night's race, are you going to use tonight more as a test session in the heat, or are you just going to go out there, pin the thing, and see what happens?
We're out there to win. I mean, my goal is to start for the feature, if all possible. So we're going to go out there and try for the heat win and train for to the dash. Hopefully, if all plays our way, and you know, have to start in the back of the 6 cars, you know, so hopefully we can, that'll kind of be a test session to see how we can do at traffic, but by then the track should be pretty 2-grooved racing and people making passes and whatnot.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, best luck to you in the upcoming heat race, but before I let you go, got anybody out there you want to give a shout out to?
You guys putting on the show, you know, everybody at JLR that helps with the setups and, you know, all that good stuff. I mean, my family that supports me for doing this, and you know, Tidal Brewing. I mean, just all of our sponsors that came on board with us this season and actually allowed us to race.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, best of luck in the heat race. We'll let you go get them.
Thanks.
Thanks.
You guys putting on the show, you know, everybody at JLR that helps with the setups and, you know, all that good stuff. I mean, just all of our sponsors that came on board with us this season and actually allowed us to race.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, best of luck in the heat race. We'll let you go get them.
Thanks.
Here we go, folks. Heat number 1's on the track now, just inside of turn number 1. It's going to look like this. Your Quick Time Award winner tonight, Blake Heather, going to start from the pole to the outside. Driver of the Midwest Racing Development, number 24. Out of the Plains region, Trevor Baker.
Starting inside of row number 2 is going to be Blake Brown in the 74, and the Blake's outside is going to be that 89 of John President Kennedy.
1 row back from that's going to be Christopher Lewis and out of Ohio in the 28 car, followed by the 515 to his outside, Midwest region, Chris Cox.
Looks like starting shotgun Charlie on the field is going to be the 71 of Corey MB.
Here we go, folks. Field's going to work their way through 3 and 4. Blake Heather going to bring them to life out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air. You see the rear ends hike up. It's go time. Heat number 1 is away. Oh! Everybody going to hop the berm through turn 1. Blake Heather looked like the 74 car of Brown as well. As here we go, Heather's going to rebound, but that's going to give the lead to Trevor Baker, Robbie. Give lap 1, heat 1 to Baker.
Baker's out front. But right now you got contact in the back. Christopher Lewis goes around.
Looks like it'll also be the 515 car of Chris Cox. Caution flag's going to fly. What a wild start to heat race number 1. Better be glad it wasn't down in 3 and 4. We might have got our camera took clean off the berm. Nonetheless, we're going to re-rack them, restack them. It'll be Trevor Baker out front, followed by Blake Heather in the 97 car, then John Kennedy and Blake Brown. Heather going to look to see if maybe he can retake the lead. However, it's Trevor Baker out front right now. Robbie, we saw him on the Street Stock show last night. Strong performance in the UMP mods. Opted out. He's going to rerun tonight. We'll see him later in those. But right now, he's got control of the field. Green flag back in the air. However, here comes Blake Heather to the bottom. It's going to be sliders all day long through 1 and 2 as Blake Heather's going to retake the lead.
Heather goes to the lead in the 74. Blake Brown is going to try and go from 4th to 2nd in one turn here.
Field going to rock it down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. It'll be Blake Heather top shelf. Here comes Trevor Baker right back up to the back door, and John Kennedy right there on Baker. 4 cars nose to tail. Everybody going to see if they can get a great jump to their night. Through 1 and 2 side by side, it's Kennedy, Baker, Brown. Christopher Lewis going to get it a little crossed up. Through 3 and 4, it's still all Blake Heather, Robbie, and the top shelf still seems like the place to be on this racetrack.
Yeah, it's definitely where you want to be right now. Up top is definitely the way to go. These guys battling out hard here, but I tell you, Blake Heather was enjoying watching Kennedy and Baker battle for 2nd, but now that Baker's broken free from Kennedy, he's able to try and reel Heather back in, and he's kind of chased him back down.
Right up on the nose cam of the 24 car, Trevor shaking Baker out of the Midwest Racing Development stable as they're going to fly through 3 and 4. Look at that. Here we go, laps winding down. So far, it's Blake Heather in commanding lead of heat race number 1. Trevor Baker tries to chase him down. John Kennedy in 3rd, and last night's UMP qualifier winner, Blake Brown's going to be sitting on the outside looking in. Robbie's set currently in 4th.
Blake Brown definitely looked strong there at the beginning of this run, but as the run has ran on here, he's kind of fallen back off of Kennedy and Baker, so it definitely looks like it's going to be a 3-horse race here towards the end.
Well, does anybody have anything left for Blake Heather in heat race number 1? I don't believe so.
Joey Lamb out in the chat says that slider though. That was a good slider, Joey.
Nasty sliders all day long in heat race number 1. One of them retakes the lead. Could very well be considered the move of heat race number 1. Right now, Trevor Baker still in his heels. Everybody kind of strung out as we'll get a look one of the only battles on the field right now is the 71 car of Corey B and Christopher Lewis in the 28. Lewis gonna throw the slider in 3 and 4. Just goes to prove, Robbie, no matter where you're at in the heat race, the White Castles can come at any time. As Lewis gonna steal the spot away from Corey B in the closing laps. Meanwhile, back up front, there's your heat race winner. The 97 of Blake Heather, going to be Trevor Baker in second. John Kennedy, Blake Brown going to round out your top 4 in heat race number 1. Great racing action. As right now, it looks like the prime real estate's going to be top shelf right around the cushion.
Cushion's definitely the way. Where the fastest times are going to be for tonight. Out in the chat, we got Rocky Battenfield out there. Rocky, what's going on, man? I expected to see you here in your late model. See that you're here cheering on your HAR buddies. 68 of Piles, the 77 of Rolls.
Well, he's gonna have a lot to cheer on right now, as it's gonna be Brett Rolls leading us to the green flag out of the Mid-South region. West Virginia's Ronald Piles in the 68 car going to start outside the front row in second.
Looks like. Second here. Carter not acting right again.
Going to be the 66 of Tyler Gray out of the West region in row number 2 on the inside. His outside, Mr. Excitement out of Carolina, Joey Lamb in the 81.
Like the 72 of Jeffrey Lanham's in next row, and to his outside is going to be the 5 of Showtime Shane Kelly. Rounding out our field is going to be number 900 of Kyle Bretfelder.
Kyle B, that's what we'll stick with out of the Midwest region as we get set to go here. Field going to work through 3 and 4. Roll's going to bring us to life. Roll's going to throw the switch. Green flag in the air. Everybody going to storm through 1 and 2. It'll be Brett Rolls making his way up to the top side.
Ronald Piles getting ready to throw a steep slider on him.
Ronald Piles to the bottom. Here we go. Battle for the lead. Heat race number 2. Give the first lap to Rolls, however, in the 77. Joey Lamb going to work top shelf behind Ronald Piles. Tyler Gray going to slide into the mix in the 66. Battle down the back straightaway into turn 3.
That's what's throwing me off. I'm not used to seeing Tyler Gray in that yellow of a car.
A little bit of a different color change for him for sure, as you get a great look off of the fuel cell cam as well as the tech cams. Show you real quick what the suspension looks like as it's working here on the 81 car, Mr. Excitement Joey Lamb. As here we go, battle for the lead is going to be Ronald Piles, sails it off into turn 1, throwing it deep, selling it cheap. Gonna take over the top spot from Rolls down the back straightaway.
Yeah, that was a dirty one right there. The Piles threw on Rolls, but I tell you, don't look now. Joey Lamb's going to try and make it 3 wide as we come out of turn number 4 and head down the front stretch.
Here we go. We're going to pan out just a little bit. Joey Lamb's going to dig the bottom, a little rub with Rolls as he's going to continue to try to move up from that 3rd position. However, Ronald Piles is setting sail on the field right now. Piles running a little bit higher, Robbie, than anybody else so far.
Yeah, Piles is up there trying to create his own groove and berm up there at the top. Definitely a much more extreme groove in the middle of 3 and 4 than everybody else.
Top 3 on a breakaway. Meanwhile, you got Shane Showtime Kelly and Tyler Gray doing battle side by side a little further back.
Showtime and Tyler battle it out with turn number 2 here. Showtime on the bottom, Tyler on the top. Tyler's going to be able to hold him off for now, but Shane's not giving up as they go into 3 and 4.
It's a great battle, but here we go. We could have a battle for the lead shaping up. Piles continues to lead. Laps winding down. Heat race number 2. The driver out of West Virginia in the 68 car has looked strong since taking over the lead in the early laps. Rolls has slid back to second. Joey Lamb's lingering around in the 3rd spot, but I have a feeling he's waiting for the move, waiting for the opportunity. You saw him do this very thing last Wednesday night in the Mid-South Virtual Racing League Short Track Nationals race number 3.
Dave, he's going to do something. He's going to want to do it quick because right now Ronald Piles is starting to check out on the field.
Lamb going to work it through 1 and 2. We're on board. Helmet Cam with him as he closes right back up on the back door. Rolls again. Rolls going to run it in a little shallow, maybe protecting from the slider. As here comes Lamb. He's going to run it right through the slick. Meanwhile, this battle for 4th and 5th raged on. Shane Kelly, Tyler Gray side by side almost the entire race. They're going to hold on to 4th and 5th. Looks like Gray will have the better of the battle. Christopher Lewis wasn't in this heat race. It was the 900 car of Kyle B.
Rocky, you're in the Los Angeles airport. I hear you, brother. LAX.
Heck yeah.
Great to see you out there. And Ball Rising, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Glad you tuned in.
No better place to be than LAX, said nobody ever. So, glad you're tuning in, though, man. Hope you've got it up as loud as it'll go. We'll let some of the California natives hear the southern twang and some dirt track racing.
Who are these rednecks he's listening to?
Who are these rednecks? What are they doing? Well, man, we're watching some of the best late model action from the Knoxville Raceway, Knoxville, Iowa. As we get set to go heat race number 3, Michael Henry out of Florida is going to bring the 100 car out onto the racetrack. Looks like he will have the front row. He'll share it with the 115 car of Eric Tupper.
Like on the inside of row number 2 is going to be the 33 of Torrance Shirts. His outside is going to be the 20 of Alex Bridger.
1 row back from that, starting in the 5th position, will be Joseph Halsey out of the Midwest region. Kyle Ramsey, Mr. Ram Series himself in the 91, is going to start his outside in 6th.
Rounding out the field is going to be the 47 of Kyle Egger.
Here we go. The field you're going to see creep down the back straightaway.
I tell you, Bradley, if you watch their 360 sprints at 33 and 115, they put on whales of a battles in sprint cars, so it'd be awesome to watch them in a late model.
Well, we're getting ready to see it. Michael Henry, however, going to lead us to the green flag. Green flag, it's up, it's out. Here we go. Heat race number 3. Look at that. Henry going to dig the bottom, catches the berm. Going to kind of stack everything up, and it's going to stay stacked up. Now they separate. Henry to the high side. It's going to be Tupper down on the bottom. Basement to the attic. Action all the way around the racetrack so far.
It looks like Torrance Shirt's got the worst end of all of that.
Oh, Torrance going to get it crossed up. Makes a great save, however.
Tupper slider on the leader.
Tupper going to throw the slider out of 3 and 4. Here comes Henry back to the bottom.
Sliders and crossovers, oh my.
Sliders and crossovers, oh my. Everybody's going to bring the White Castles to this party as it's Henry out front, the driver out of Florida. Eric Tupper going to run a close second. Bridger's up to 3rd. Torrance Shirts in 4th. Oh, little contact. No harm, no foul. Tupper with a slider. Here comes Henry back with a crossover.
It's like watching a Little League baseball game and the kid just figured out how to throw his first slider. Going to throw it every chance he gets.
Henry going to throw one. However, here comes Tupper back to the bottom. It'll be Tupper with a slider through 1 and 2. Look at that. Crossover once again. The battle for the lead going to rage on. Here comes Henry back to the bottom. Going to use the berm just a little bit. Not going to quite get there, though, as Eric Tupper's finally going to be able to fend it off. Eric Tupper's going to lead this lap.
So look now to the 33 of Top Shelf Torrance Shirt is coming in a hurry.
Shirts is eating up the real estate quickly. He's going to have to do everything he can if he wants to get there before the end of this one. As right now, it's still Henry Tupper, 1-2. Shirts in 3rd. Joseph Halsey's going to be 4th. Then you've got the 20 of Bridger, who has slipped back to 5th. Kyle Ramsey, Kyle Edgar. That rounds out your field. Torrance Shirts on the move, going to work it through the high side. Everybody going to be top shelf through 3 and 4. Cushions just building up more and more as we run on here. That thin line between being fast and in the wall, as it's going to be Eric Tupper right now being the master of it. Henry second, Torrance Shirts third.
Yeah, Tupper's doing a good job of holding Henry off right now.
Henry now going to look to the bottom just a little bit, not going to quite be able to get the bite and the run down the back straightaway. Car's going to rocket into 3 and 4. Eric Tupper still going to have the lead. Torrance Shirts drives it in there for about all it's worth. He knew laps were winding down. Maybe, I was fixing to say either that's it or there was a problem on the 33. However, that is going to bring heat race number 3 to a close. Give the win to Eric Tupper. Although a hard-fought battle with a 100 car, Robbie, of Michael Henry.
Henry finishes the race off with style, does a little 360 on the backstretch and backs up to Tupper. Heck of a race. Hey. Frank, go enjoy doing dad duty, brother. Best of luck to you.
Well, I tell you what, we've already spoken with Blake Heather as he won the Quick Time Award. Let's get a talk, Robbie, with winner of heat race number 2.
Second here.
Let's see that from my angle. Hello.
Ronald Piles, Robbie Butner, Backwards Hat Production. Got a copy, bud?
Yes, I do, sir. How y'all doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing good. One of my favorite schemes is Victory Lane tonight for even the race so far. Tell us about your heat race, man.
Well, qualifying didn't quite go as well as I planned. I did decent. I had another computer glitch there with getting everything together and pieced up. I went to come into practice and about 10 minutes prior, and it's like, yeah, I gotta re-download stuff again. So back to that again. So apparently tonight's not gonna be much different from last night, and hopefully I don't have to do that between server hopping because Kyle's got that on time flip on me for one. So that may play against me later. But as far as the heat race went, we moved into that, and I had the guys change gears on the car and rescaled it real quick, make sure everything's good to go, and went out. And obviously, I wasn't sure about the slide job because I didn't get much practice, so I saw Brett go. I let Brett kind of get ahead of me because I know, being teammates, I was like, you need to get up there, get a line going. And then I ran him down. I thought, man, he's gonna hold me up. So I thought, hey, this is a teammate, but it's a heat race win. It's not that big of a deal. Just set us up for later, be a little better. So I went through the slider. She stuck, and away we went.
Yeah, brother. Definitely amazing to watch a deep, dirty, nasty slider work off to perfection like you pulled it off there, brother. See, you're lining up now for the dash, so I'm going to let you go. But before I let you go, brother, anybody you want to give a shout out to out there?
Racing High Flag, my hard teammates that are here with me tonight helping make this the way it's going for us. And then just throw a shout out there to Rocky Battenfield watching out here in the audience, so thank him as well.
All right, brother. Well, best of luck to you here in the dash.
Hope we'll see you later.
Here we go, folks. You're going to have the top 2 out of the 3 heats going to do battle to set the top 6 spots in the qualifying feature you're going to see coming up. Following this, I believe the front row, Robbie's going to be the 24 car of Trevor Baker out of the Plains region. To his outside, he's going to have the 77 car of Brett Rolls.
Like second row on the inside is going to be the 100 of Henry. To his outside is going to be the Rocky Top Outlaw of Eric Tupper.
1 row back from that's where you're going to find the man we just spoke with, heat race number 2 winner, Ronald Piles out of West Virginia. To his outside, the guy who won heat race number 1, set the quick time, has been nothing short of dominant so far, Blake Heather. But we're going to see what Heather can do, Robbie, with the traffic for the first time tonight.
Yeah, he said he was going to use this as a test session to figure out how well his car works in traffic, so we'll find out here soon.
Here we go. You see it from the flag stand. Car's going to work around 3 and 4. Michael Henry going to bring him to life. Brett Rolls. Green flag in the air. It's going to be Henry and Rolls side by side as well as the rest of the field. See him there rocket through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Henry now Rolls going to make the move to the outside and to the lead.
It Rolls with a great run off the corner there, was able to rocket past Henry down the backstretch. But look now though, Baker and Heather are battling for third as we go down into turn number 1. Heather on the bottom, Baker on the top.
Top shelf versus the bottom shelf as here we go. Baker's going to get the run. Heather gets a little crossed up, going to slide back. That's going to allow Eric Tupper to come around, and here comes Piles with him. Oh, contact. Blake Heather, Eric Tupper going to make a little contact. Everybody stays straight, keeps it going right. Out front, it's still Brett Rolls, but here comes the challenge from Henry through 3 and 4.
Henry's used his slide job and crossovers. He had plenty of them with him and Tupper in the last heat race. Don't expect him to be bashful about throwing one here on Rolls.
Well, Rolls going to continue to lead. You know he's got to be looking for the sliders. Like you said, Henry going to throw them left and right with Tupper there. Gonna get to the bottom. We'll see if maybe we see it in turn 1.
Here it goes.
Slide job inbound. He's gonna get clear. Rolls has to burp the throttle. Give the lead to Michael Henry down the back straightaway.
That was a textbook right there by Henry. He split him enough, come up in front of him, caused him to break his momentum and get away from him. Textbook move here at Knoxville for how to pull off a slide job.
Well, that's going to allow Trevor Shaken Baker in the 24 car to close up just a little bit. They're now going to run away with it, and here comes Rolls back to the bottom. Slide job not going to get clear, though, as it'll be Henry hanging on to the lead. Rolls now going to wind it up, fire it in there through 1 and 2. We'll see if he tries it again. Not going to get there. Henry going to motor off down the high side, down the back straightaway. Here comes Trevor Baker now to the bottom of Rolls. Could have a battle for the second position.
Rolls is falling back to Baker. Baker is going to now try and work his way to the inside of him. Baker hasn't quite went for a full slide job yet. He's going to try and just work him over by crowding him a little bit. But as I say that, Baker throws it into 3 and 4.
Baker going to throw it in, not going to quite get there. It'll be Rolls to power off down the front straightaway one more time. Laps winding down in tonight's dash. Michael Henry all out front in the 100 car, Rolls second. That's actually going to do it. It'll be Michael Henry to pick up the win, Rolls second. Trevor Baker third. Eric Tupper will come home fourth. Fifth will be Blake Heather, and rounding out your 6-car field will be the 68 car of Ronald Piles.
Heck of a job there by Henry to pull off that victory. Textbook slide job again as he pulled it off on Rolls in 1 and 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, let's get a talk with the man who's brought us the White Castles all night long, the 100 car of Michael Henry.
Michael Henry, Robbie Butner, Backwards Hat Production booth. Got a copy, bud?
What's up, bud?
Not much, man. I tell you, the last heat race, come home second, win the dash. But I tell you, man, I don't think anybody's thrown more crossovers and sliders in the last 20 laps than you.
Well, you gotta make it interesting. You can't. I mean, even though the track's one groove, you gotta make something work. And that's about the only way you're gonna get around anybody tomorrow night is gonna be sliders. So it should be pretty fun.
Heck yeah, brother. I tell you, one thing we were talking about up here is that one that you pulled on Rolls here in the dash was textbook. Slid him, cleared him enough, made him break his momentum, which allowed you to gap him a little bit there. Is that something that, from your standpoint, is something that just takes time and effort to learn, or is it something that just kind of happens and you're lucky when it does?
Well, it's a little both. You gotta have a lot of luck to pull it off. You gotta have a lot of trust in the guy behind you to not wreck you. Because there are some guys that just won't even crack the throttle and spin you. You know, they take it as an insult. But everybody in this race, if you throw a slider on them, they're going to throw a slider right back on you. And I was honestly waiting for it by the 77. He was right there. I think he could have got around me with another 2 laps to go.
Heck yeah, brother. Let's go back to your heat race. You want to talk about sliders left and right. You and the Rocky Top Outlaw, Eric Tupper, for about 7 laps there seemed like he'd throw a slider on you, get you cleared, and then all of a sudden here you'd come back with a crossover going down into the next corner. How much fun is that as a driver to just battle with somebody like that lap after lap?
To me, that's the coolest thing in the world, to be able to just throw sliders like that all night long and never touch each other. To me, that's what racing's about. I mean, yeah, I think we bumped 1 or 2 times, but especially on the restart, or the initial start, which seemed kind of ugly, but like we were giggling the entire race.
Heck yeah, bro. That's what it's about. It's about going out there and having some fun. But at the end of the day, we all want to win this thing. I tell you, you've seemed to end both your races tonight with a little bit of flair. Finished the heat race off, done a little 180 on the backstretch, backed up to Tupper's rear wing, and then won the dash and done it again. Is that kind of your signature move?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's hard to do a donut in the late model without getting called a nerd about it. So, kind of have to throw your own little flair on it.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, hopefully at the end of tonight, and especially the end of tomorrow night, we'll get to see you throw your little flair on it in Victory Lane.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I love to do it in a late model and a modified. So far we're locked in, or we got the pole for the late models tomorrow, and I think we start 9th with the modifieds tomorrow. So, or not tomorrow, but oh yeah, tomorrow, Thursday. I'm sorry, but yeah, should be fun.
Heck yeah, brother. Before I let you go, anybody out there you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, big thanks to Tyler Hargrove and David Galloway, teammates on the official iRacing side of things. They helped me out a lot with the setups. Team ALS, Team Chad, my buddy, he got diagnosed with ALS a couple years ago. He's a real good friend. And really, that's my old lady for letting me do this goofy thing.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Again, congratulations on winning the dash and a heck of a run in your heat race. Look forward to watching you start from the pole tomorrow night.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
Once again, that was the man providing no shortage of action throughout his heat race and your dash. That's going to be your dash winner, the 100 car, Michael Henry out of Florida.
Paul Rising asks out in the chat, are these supers limited late models or just sportsmen's?
These are the pro late models. You're going to see them back in action again tomorrow night as well. As the driver's going to continue. Christopher Lewis going to go out there and get a few laps in, Robbie. In an event like this, all the practice you can get, never a bad idea.
No, definitely not a bad idea to get as much practice as you can. Gotta get as much as you can, but I tell you what, we got one driver left to interview. Let's talk to our heat race number 3 winner. And the myth, the legend, that is Rocky Top Outlaw, Eric Tupper.
All right, we'll let you get a word with him.
Eric Tupper, Robbie Buckner, Backwards Hat Production Booth. Got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir.
Well, Rocky Top, last time I talked to you, you were hoisting a championship trophy in the 360 sprints. Now you're out here in a dirt pro late model. Won your heat race, come home 4th, I believe, in the dash there. So what's your thoughts on going out and winning this thing tomorrow night?
A lot of luck and a prayer.
A lot of luck and a prayer, I tell you, man. We just got done talking to Mr. Henry about yours and his battle throughout that heat race, man. I tell you, I don't think I've seen 2 drivers throw more sliders and crossovers in 7 laps than you 2 done. How much fun was that from your side?
I couldn't stop laughing, man. I'm like, come on, don't hit the berm. Come on, don't hit him. Don't. All right, we're good. That's what I was saying to myself the whole time. It was a lot of fun. He's a good driver. I had a blast.
I tell you, man, it was awesome to watch up here in the booth. I'm sure the fans out there got a kick out of it as well. Nothing like watching 2 quality drivers go head-to-head, fender to fender, door to door, and just, if there's any contact, it's just slight contact. It's not a matter of trying to wipe each other out. You just want to muscle the other guy up a little bit, give yourself a little bit of an advantage. But you guys for about 7-8 laps there put on one of the best shows so far all night.
I tried. I mean, I was trying to put it on the top of the line. I didn't realize that the dash was inverted, but you know.
Well, now that you know the dash is inverted, wish you to finish 2nd.
No. I try to win every time I'm out.
Sandbag that last slider. Just miss it by just a little bit.
I just don't have it in me.
Get your
It
nature.
really
I
is.
get it, brother. I
I'm
understand.
the first one to that checker flag. I'm in a race. I'm trying to be the first one to that checker flag every time.
Well, heck yeah, brother. I tell you. I wasn't here last night, so I'm probably going to ask a dumb question that everybody else already knows the answers to. But you running the modifieds this week too?
Yes, sir.
How'd we do? Start fifth?
Start fifth.
Standing on your starting spot, or are you going to re-race for it tonight?
Nope, I'm standing on my starting spot from last night. I took home a nice third place finish, and I feel pretty good about my setup. A few tweaks may be needed, but I think we'll fare out well tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to it.
Heck yeah, brother! I tell you, we look forward to tomorrow night in the late model and also in the UMP mod. So best of luck as always, and as always, before I let you go, brother, who you want to give that huge shout out to tonight?
All my friends, man. I know Rocky Battenfield's out there watching tonight. He asked me to mention, so I'm mentioning him.
Heck yeah, brother. Best of luck tomorrow night, Eric. You're done for the night now, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, brother.
Well, I'll probably be on the live feed, mentioning, commenting, and talking, so I'll be watching.
Come talk smack to us, man. We appreciate it.
No smack, support.
Well, have a good one, Eric.
All right, you too.
Once again, always one of the favorites to interview. That's the Rocky Top Outlaw, Eric Tupper. Going to pick up heat race win number 3. Locks his way into the show tomorrow night. Robbie, I was a little misstated there. We have seen the last of the late models for tonight. However, last chance qualifier for them coming up tomorrow night and then the feature. And are you ready for this, brother? It's time to go UMP modified racing.
Yeah, I missed it last night. Can't wait to see it tonight.
Folks, you're in for a treat as we're doing a quick server changeover. Nobody go anywhere. UMP is going to run heat races again. The dash and a last chance qualifier to lock the outside row. You hear the action. We're fixing to go back live, doing a little tweak real quick on our end. I promise you we're going to go live feed here momentarily.
But while we're waiting to go live, we get a couple more interviews. Let's see. Talk to Trevor Shakenbaker.
10-4, we'll let you get that interview in. Like I said, we're adjusting a few things to accommodate for the modifieds. It's not every night that we run 2 classes in one night. Stick with us, though, as live coverage fixing to kick up.
Trevor Shakenbaker, Robbie Butler, back with that production booth. Got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you, Robbie.
Brother, late models, how you feel about your starting position for tomorrow night?
It was a surprise by me. I really wasn't that quick in practice. Just got a pretty good qualifying and heat race spot. I'll take third for tomorrow night.
Heck yeah, brother. I tell you, guys, it seems to show up week in, week out. Doesn't matter what it is. I believe if Kyle put on a race in red wagons, you'd be out there with one of the most souped up, painted out, decked out red wagons you can get. I know
she'd be looking good.
Heck yeah. I know last night you ran the modifieds, if I'm not mistaken, and you've decided to not stand on your time and run again tonight. Am I correct?
I actually didn't. I fell off there at the end. I didn't get a choice to whether I'd opt in or opt out. So, which I'm kind of thankful for. I'd rather start on the outside with these things, anyways.
Heck yeah, brother! I tell you, what do you think it's going to take tonight to put that thing out front and possibly win the qualifying race tonight?
It is going to take a lot of work. There's a lot of fast guys in here. I see there's a Kyle Vollringer. He's always a real quick UMP guy. Christopher Lewis, Brad Doss, of course my teammate Shane and Oren. So it'll be a hard night for sure.
Heck yeah, brother! As always, before I let you go, I'd like to give you the floor and let you give that big shout out. So who's the big shout out for tonight, brother?
Hey, we're We got a whole bunch of Andy's Frozen Custard on ice down here. Hopefully we can celebrate with some tonight.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, if you do save me some, I might come down there and celebrate with you.
There's a pint with your name on it, buddy.
I appreciate it, brother. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Once again, that was Trevor Shaken Baker out of the Midwest Racing Development Stable. As we get set to go here with the UMP show, Robbie, you missed it last night, but get to tune in tonight as we're going to see no shortage of throwing it deep, selling it cheap, everybody trying to race their way into the show, including this man, Torrin Shirts, who did give up a spot, as well as Shane Kelly last night, to come back tonight, try to race his way back in.
It's going to be interesting to see if that's a gamble that pays off for them or if it's a gamble that's going to hurt them in the end.
Looks like we're going to go set, get ready to go qualifying in about 5 minutes. I was just handed the note from the race officials. I tell you what, Robbie, before we get set to go qualifying, we'll do a little something that we haven't done here in a little while.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we marched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs burst
Folks, I just realized, I'm glad somebody gave me a notification. We're having a little bit of sound issues. We're back live. Brad Doss going to put it on top of the board with a quick time in the 0.26. Trevor Baker currently going to be second. Now it's going to be Doss up to the top of the board with a 19.852. Baker will remain third. Up next, you're going to have Alex Bridger out of the Midwest region in the 20 car, joined out there by Canadian Kyle Edgar in the 47. Oh, I'm sorry. That's going to be Thomas Carberry. I just saw the 47, Robbie, and assumed it was Kyle Edgar. It is not, though. It's Thomas Carberry out of New Jersey. Bridger's going to go to 8th on the board, Carberry to 5th. Here he comes, going to see what he can do. Lap number 2. We'll see if it improves. Does not. He will stay 5th on the board. Out next, you've got one of the guys who opted out of making the show. Going to roll the dice, see if he can find pay dirt here in the Knoxville, Iowa. Shane Kelly going to work through 3 and 4 down the front straightaway, taking the green flag. And then you're going to have the 42 car of Kyle V. We're just going to say Kyle V, Robbie, in the 42 out of the Midwest region.
Oh, that's Vollringer.
Vollringer, there you go. Robbie with the call and the correct pronunciation.
I remember talking to Vollringer.
That's
earlier.
right. Well, here we go. Shane Kelly, showtime. Shane Kelly going to go to second on the board with a 19.903. Just like that. Vollringer going to go to the top of the board, or to second in the 42 car. I'm going to get it right here in a second as we're doing a changeover, seeing some drivers that we didn't see. Out next on the racetrack, you've got the 68 car of Ronald Piles out of West Virginia. He's joined out there by the 23 car of Joseph Halsey out of the Midwest region. So far, it's still Brad Doss on top of the board with a 19.852. Halsey going to throw mud all over the back stretch cam as he works his way through 3 and 4 now. Piles is going to go to 9th. We'll see what Halsey can do. And it leaning over on the left, on the right rear.
Piles is running a lot lower than everybody else was. He's more down in the slick than everybody.
2 up, 2 down as you've got the 515 of Chris Cox. He's joined out there by the 89 car of John Kennedy, the driver out of Illinois. Kennedy going to work his way through 1 and 2. Entered up top shelf, then kind of drove it through the slick down to the bottom. We're going to see if that'll pay off for him. Meanwhile, here comes Chris Cox to the line. We'll see what his first time is. 13th quickest on the board with a 20.627. John Kennedy takes the line. Going to go to second on the board with a 19.858.
Lap. Good lap. Good lap there, Mr. President.
Here we go. Kennedy going to work it through 3 and 4. Use the bottom that time. Change it up. I mean, if you're second on the board, why not see if anything else will work for you? It won't improve, however. Next out on the racetrack, you've got Brett Rolls out of the Mid-South region. He's joined out there by the 21 car of Nate Anderson.
Rolls goes to 6 with a 19.909.
Rolls already trying to make his mark on the night. Meanwhile, Nate Anderson is 11th quickest so far.
No improvement that lap from Brett Rolls.
Out next, you're going to have the 91 car of Kyle Ramsey. I believe he's going to be the last car to qualify tonight. Nate Anderson going to complete his run in the 21. Here comes Kyle Ramsey. See what his first time at the line is going to be. 13th quickest on the board so far with a 20.262. The number 91 Jag sponsored machine going to work it through 3 and 4. Slides it right up to the cushion. We're going to see if maybe the time improves. Won't get an improvement on the second lap, so Ramsey will hold down the 13th spot. Meanwhile, Brad Doss in the 026 car going to make his mark on it with a quick time tonight.
Lap by Mr. Doss.
Tell you what,
definitely something to look out for tonight.
Tell you what, Robbie, why don't you see if you can get a word with our quick time award winner?
Alrighty. I found our guy here, Mr. Brad Doss. Robbie Butner in the Backward Sound production booth. Got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
Well, brother, you went out there, set quick time for the night with a 19.851. Tell us about that lap.
Yeah, it was a pretty good lap. I was kind of worried there. I missed my line, but I made up some speed.
Heck yeah, brother, definitely did. I tell you, kind of little knowledge for myself and for some of the fans out here. You're newer to the Ram series. Where do you normally race?
I've been running a little bit with Hammer Down, and I run a little bit with Understeers Motorsports.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, we're glad to see you out here in the Ram series for the Harris Clash. Tonight, trying to lock in position on that outside row. Having quick time definitely helps. What do you think it's going to take to pull off a victory here tonight and lock in that number 2 starting spot?
I think you're going to have to really just keep it clean. I think if you can keep it clean, and you'll come out ahead.
Heck yeah, brother. Looks like you're lining up now for heat races. So I'm going to let you go. But before I let you go, is there anybody out there you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammates, Kyle Bovringer and Understeer Motorsports, and y'all for the broadcast, and Ram for the host.
Heck yeah, brother. Best of luck to you, and hopefully we're talking to you at the end of the night as the number 2 qualifier.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, that's going to be Brad Dawsey. Set your quick time. The driver out of the Mid-South region will start on the pole heat race number 1. To his outside, keep an eye on this guy, Robbie. I know he's, produces...
I'm a moron.
You're a moron?
I moved myself instead of Brad.
Way to go, Robbie. Well, keep an eye on this guy nonetheless. Shane Showtime Kelly opted out of a guaranteed lock-in. Going to try to up himself on the outside roll. He's going to start outside row number 1.
Oh, man. Starting inside row number 2 is going to be Trevor Baker in the number 24. And his outside, Ronald Piles in the 68.
Row 3 is going to be made up by Kyle Ramsey and Alex Bridgers. We get set to go. Brad Doss going to have control of the field. Green flag in the air. Look at those left rears hike up, Robbie, as it's on. Heat race number 1. Doss going to be to the bottom. Shane Kelly already trying to make moves in the 5 car. He's going to the outside.
Then Kelly pulls off the pass down the backstretch. Ronald Piles now looking to the back of Doss as they go into 3 and 4 with Trevor Baker down on the bottom digging.
Trevor Baker going to dig the bottom, not going to quite get there. Piles going to get the outside wall down the front stretch.
Didn't slow him down one bit as he comes into turns 1 and 2 on the back of Doss. Doss is going to pull a little bit of an advantage as they head down the backstretch. Doss is going after our leader, Showtime Shane Kelly.
Shane Kelly going to be your leader still out of turn number 4. It's going to be Brad Doss running a close second. Meanwhile, he's got Ronald Piles all over him as they work through the bottom of 1 and 2 back down the back straightaway.
And Kelly with the advantage over Doss as they head into 3 and 4. Doss is going to go to the bottom, look to try and make up ground while Piles tries to power around the outside of Doss as they come off of 4, headed to the stripe.
Here we go. No lead changes up front. It's still all Shane Showtime Kelly, but Ronald Piles puts the pressure on Quick Time Award winner Brad Doss as they head down the back straightaway, laps winding down heat race number 1.
Piles all over the back of Doss as they go through 3 and 4. Piles trying to muscle his way around Doss. Doss having none of it as they cross the stripe. Shane Kelly still your leader as they head off into 1.
Here comes Trevor Baker. He's up from the 4th position, trying to make it 3rd now. He's all over the back deck lid of Ronald Piles. One little slip up, he could get there, as Shane Kelly still going to reign your leader through 3 and 4.
Shane Kelly taking the high side, Doss on the bottom. Piles just trying to find some space, blowing the horn. Move, fellas. I want to come through. I'm faster than you. But right now, Doss is going after our leaders. They come up for 2.
Car's going to rocket down the back straightaway, cover all 4 of them with a blanket right now, as it's still Shane Showtime Kelly out front, Midwest Racing Development. You've got Brad Doss in 2nd, going to slide up, gets the wall just a little bit, going to open the door for Piles as they go into 1.
Piles on the bottom, digging hard, digging deep, trying to get to the bottom of Doss. Doss is going to fight him off as they head down the backstretch. Doss now sets his eyes, slides it in on Kelly as they go to 3.
Here we go, Shane Showtime Kelly just a few laps away from picking up a heat race win. Moving on to your dash is Brad Doss, still going to look for any kind of real estate, any kind of advantage. He's going to throw it deep. Piles going to throw it a little deeper through 2.
Piles down on the bottom, throws it in deeper than Doss that time. Doss goes up towards the top side to battle him off. Shane Kelly loves what he sees in his mirror as he's able to pull away as they head across the stripe.
Shane Kelly's ran a flawless race through heat race number 1, looking to find a little pay dirt here after a disappointing night last night. It's going to be Ronald Piles still in 3rd. Meanwhile, Trevor Baker's fell a little bit back into the 4th position.
Yeah, Hanlon going away on the 24 of Shaken Baker as he falls away from the lead 3 cars. But I tell you right now, Ronald Piles looks to throw a slider as they go into turn number 1.
Ronald Piles going to work the bottom, takes one last shot at Brad Doss. Does he have anything for him? We're going to go into 3 side by side. Piles going to throw it deep, sell it cheap, not going to quite get there. Brad Doss going to power off down the high side, rockets down the front straightaway.
Piles and Doss go down the straightaway, Doss into the wall a little bit, but that's going to be too little too late for Piles, as Shane Kelly is going to be your heat race 1 winner with Doss 2nd, Piles 3rd, Baker 4th.
Well, Robbie, the big payoff gamble for Shane Kelly so far looks good, as he's going to be the hero instead of the 0, picking up heat race number 1 win.
Heck of a race there for Shane Kelly. Definitely was a risk to say that he wasn't going to stand on his finish from last night and come back tonight and try and improve upon it. Like you said, right now he's looking like a hero.
Well, folks, if that wasn't exciting enough, heat race number 2 is going to get on the track. John Kennedy's going to lead him out. He's going to start from the pole. He'll have the 72 car. Ohio's Jeffrey Lanham going to start outside row number 1.
Is inside in row number 2. Looks like it's going to be the 900 of Kyle Bretfielder. And Kyle's outside is going to be the 23 of Joseph Halsey. Or actually, no, it's going to be orange shirts and the 33 on the inside. They all aren't out there yet, so it's kind of hard to call the lineup.
I think it's going to be, looks like it's going to be Torrance Shirts, then Brett Fielder, and then you're going to have Halsey should start the rear there. I'm waiting to see. Oh, we've got one late entry coming on. That's going to be the 21 car of Nate Anderson out of the Midwest region. So here's how it's going to look, the complete rundown one more time. John Kennedy, the driver out of Illinois, is going to look for a little bit of lock-in tonight as he missed last night. Going to look for the outside row glory as he's going to start inside row number 1.
Inside row number 2 is going to be the 33 of Top Shelf Torrance Shirts, and the Torrance outside is going to be that 21 car of Nate Anderson.
One row back from that's where we're going to find the 900 car of Kyle Bretfield. Joseph Halsey going to make up the last round as we get set to go. Out of turn number 4, it's going to be all John Kennedy. He's going to bring the field to life. Green flag in the air. Kennedy going to throw the switch. It's on. Here we go. Heat race number 2. Torrance Shirt's going to look to the bottom. That's going to allow the 21 car of Nate Anderson the slight advantage into second as they rocket down the back straightaway.
Huge contact down the back stretch. The 900 is over on his roof as they slide down into turns 3 and 4. That should bring a yellow out.
2 wheels, Kyle Bretfield, not the way you want to see it start the heat race. We're going to go back, take a quick look at what happened to him. There you see it, Bretfield going to get into, oh, Halsey in the 72 make contact. What a wild ride for Bretfield. As, Brett Fielder, I'm sorry, as here we go, Robbie, you know what it's time for.
It's time for me to renew my prescription to Dramamine.
Here we go, Brett Fielder going to climb the fence. Folks, it's on from there. Wild ride for the 900 car. However, he will get it back going. We're going to restack the field. It'll be a complete restart. John Kennedy going to bring him down the back straightaway. It'll be Torrin Shirts. Nate Anderson.
Kyle Bretfielder and Joseph Halsey running out the back of the field. Let's see what we have this time. See if Torrin can get the same kind of start he got last time.
Here we go. You're going to see it out from the flag stand cam. Heat race number 2. We're going to re-rack them, restack them. Green flag in the air. It's going to be John Kennedy on the loud pedal. But here comes the 72 of Lanham through 1 and 2.
Kennedy's going to clear Lanham as they go through 1 and 2. But Torrin Shirts is going to dig the bottom, try and make it to it. Halsey on the other end of the spectrum has fought all the way back to the back after jumping to 3rd.
John Kennedy going to run the top shelf through 3 and 4. Going to lead lap number 1, heat race number 2. Lanham in a close second, but here comes Torrin Shirts up to 3rd.
Torrin Shirts digging the bottom, trying to make up ground on the 72, while Haley in the 21 tries to chase them both down as they go into 3 and 4. But right now, John Kennedy running the high side has control of this field.
John Kennedy laps in the book, laps led, as here we go. He's going to go top shelf through 1 and 2 again, as well as most of the field. It's going to be Lanham still holding a close second. Torrin Shirts right there on the back door into 3.
Yeah, Torrin Shirts right now trying to figure out what's the best way to get around Lanham in the 72, but Lanham's doing him a favor. Lanham gets crossed up in the middle of 3 and 4. That's going to allow Torrin to his outside as they go down into 1.
Oh, little contact. Lanham's going to go around Torrin Shirts through to 2nd. Waiting to see. Looks like Lanham's going to get it back going, and we will stay green.
Person to love to see that was Kennedy. Kennedy's got at least a 3 or 4 car length lead right now on Torrin Shirts, but I tell you, Top Shelf has gone to the top shelf, and he's going to try and run him back down as they come out of 2, heading down the backstretch.
John Kennedy going to rocket down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. He's got about a 5 car length lead over Torrin Shirts right now, and then it's even further back than that to Nate Anderson, who still runs in the 3rd position.
Yeah, Nate Anderson's digging, but he's falling at least a 1.5 to 2 seconds behind the leaders here as Kennedy begins to stretch his lead over Torrin Shirts as they head down the backstretch into 3.
Kennedy's had that 89 car on a rail. Here comes Torrin Shirts. He's got to change it up, Robbie. He's got to do something as the lap's winding down and Kennedy's lead not getting any smaller.
No, it's not right now. Torrin Shirts is searching for grip, searching for something that's going to give him that extra little bit he needs to catch Kennedy. But Kennedy at the same time has that thing set in the wind as that number 89 is rolling around 3 and 4 heading to the front stretch.
Well, you go a little further back here to the 3rd position, and it's going to be Nate Anderson right now, but Brett Fielder's going to put the challenge up in the 900 car. We could have no new 3rd place runner coming out of turn number 2.
Yeah, right now they're digging deep. Both drivers battling hard for that 3rd spot there. It looks like Haley's going to try and get to the outside again as they go into 3 and 4, but he's not going to do it.
Brett Fielder not going to get there. Anderson's going to hold on to 3rd spot. Meanwhile, no change up front. It's still John Kennedy out of turn number 2. Lead now about 15 car lengths.
Yeah, John Kennedy goes into 3 and 4, works it high side, starts to come out of turn number 4. He's got almost a half a straightaway lead now over 2nd place. Top Shelf Torrin Shirts.
Contact between Anderson and Shirts opens up the door, and John Kennedy's been able to capitalize. Car still on a rails, working the high side, as is most of the field right now. That thin line between being fast and wrecked, and John Kennedy masters it as laps wind down heat race number 2.
Kennedy doing a great job of running that top side, getting up there, setting that car to the side and let it sail. But I tell you what, happy birthday, Mr. President, as John Kennedy's going to be your winner of heat race number 2.
Huge win for the driver out of Illinois. Torrin Shirts going to pick up 2nd, as he was one of the other drivers, Robbie, who made that big gamble to come back, run tonight, give up a starting spot. Gotta think that it's going to have him sitting pretty, as he's going to have a chance to run with teammate Shane Kelly throughout the dash.
Yeah, both drivers definitely right now are looking good on their decisions to come back and run tonight, not stand on their time from last night. So it'll be interesting to see how it happens in the dash for them. But I tell you, just seeing out in the chat, Mark Brimkamp says, wish you could be there tonight. Storms last night has forced me to park it for the entire event. Mark, hate to hear that, brother. Wish you were out there with everybody.
Well, here we go, folks. I'm going to get a word with one of the guys you're going to see. He was a heat race winner. Looks like it's going to pay dividends coming back tonight and trying to run. Shane Showtime Kelly. This is Bradley Wilson of the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do, buddy. How you doing tonight?
Well, man, doing good. You're going to pick up a heat race win. Give yourself a shot in the dash here to improve last night. I want to talk to you real quick before we get going. Big gamble. Do you think it's going to pay off?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if I can stay out of trouble and get to the end, I think it's definitely going to pay off. If not, I made a big mistake last night.
Well, man, good luck. Like I said, I wanted to get a word with you, as we had talked about the drivers that could opt out, do a little gambling. You were one of them. So good luck here in the dash, man, and hopefully that dice roll is going to pay big dividends.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I guess racing's all about gambling in the first place, so I said, why not roll the dice and let's see what happens.
Heck yeah. Well, Robbie, I misspoke just a little bit. Looks like we've got one more heat race we're going to see before we go dash racing. That's going to give 2 more drivers a chance to lock in. On the front row, you're going to have the 47 car of Thomas C. Carberry out of New Jersey. To his outside, you will have the 77 car of Brett Rolls.
And on the inside of row number 2 is going to be the 42 of Kyle Vollringer, and his outside is going to be that 37 of Jared Burba.
One row back from that's where you're going to find the 515 car. That is Chris Cox. And that is going to make up heat race number 3. Exciting action through 2 heat races. Who's going to be the next 2 to lock themselves into the dash? The first 6 starting spots will be up for grabs in that. As here we go, it's going to be the 42 car of Vollringer leading us to the field. Green flag in the air, Vollringer on the loud pedal, but there's Brett Rolls as he's going to put the challenge up. 1 and 2 action already fierce. It's going to be Rolls on the top shelf. Here comes Vollringer back on the bottom.
Brett Rolls driving it hard on the outside as they go down into 3 and 4. Rolls sends it in deep on the high side. He's getting it, try and stick at that left rear digging as it comes off a turn 4 head down the front stretch.
Vollringer going to run the bottom. It's going to be Rolls up top shelf as here we go. The battle's going to rage on. Vollringer looks to edge out a little bit ahead, but it's going to be Rolls fighting back on the top side through 3 and 4.
Vollringer battles back on the bottom. He has a slight advantage over Rolls as they come out of 3 and 4, but Rolls has the run on the top side as, the 23 gets loose on the back on the front stretch and collects the wall.
Here we go. It's going to be Vollringer. Actually, caution's going to fly. It looks like it's going to be the 37 car of Jared Burba. Well, I take that back. No, it will be the 23 of Halsey, as it looks like he has brought it to the pits.
The for sale car.
The for sale car.
Oh, it's Jared Burba in the 37.
That's what it was.
I get him and Halsey's mixed.
I do all the time. They look nothing alike, but we do get them mixed up. I tell you, Robbie, Jared Burba been the tough luck kid. We're gonna see if he can shed the mucky off his back here in heat race number 3. Right now, the men sitting pretty. Those gonna be Brett Rolls in the 77.
Brett Rolls was able to take advantage of that short run there and get the lead away from Vollringer. So it's going to be interesting to see if Vollringer can battle back here as we get ready to go back green racing.
Here we go. Vollringer's going to start second. Look at the nose cam there. As we get set to go, we're going to show you what it looks like from a front bumper. Green flag in the air. You see Vollringer hike it up, as does Rolls. Rolls going to lead him through 1 and 2. Vollringer on the bottom. Here comes the 47 car of Carberry. Going to make some noise down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Carberry on top of the berm as they went through 1 and 2. As we go down to 3 and 4, he's going to move up to the top shelf, but Rolls right now with the advantage as they come off of 4, head down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2.
It's going to be all Brett Rolls, but here comes Vohringer once again. He's been the low side all race long. We're going to see if he can get it working down there. Rolls continues to lead, but here comes the challenge back to you, Robbie, in 3 and 4.
Rolls is going to fight him off on the outside, but Vohringer is definitely digging hard down on the bottom as they get down to 1 and 2.
Here we go. It's going to be top shelf Brett Rolls once again as he continues to motor on, looking for a little pay dirt here. Heat race number 3. Vohringer not having any of it, though, as he's going to go back to the bottom in 3 and 4.
Vohringer with a good run down the backstretch allowed him to get to the inside. They come side by side out of 4 and head down into 1. One more time, Vohringer sliding on the bottom.
You've got to think as Vohringer continues to run the bottom, he's just waiting for the perfect time to throw it deep, sell it cheap. Will it be this time in 3 and 4? Rolls going to get a little crossed up. Vohringer with a little momentum, but here comes Rolls back on the high side.
Yeah, Rolls using the momentum off the high side to be able to hold off Vohringer, but every lap Vohringer keeps inching further and further ahead, and the 77 has nowhere to go because every time he looks, there's Vohringer in the 42.
Brett Rolls going to muscle around Vohringer one more time. Vohringer going to get a little crossed up, slides back to Carberry in the 47. The 40-something, a lot of 40s out there right now. Cover the top 3 with a blanket as they're going to rocket down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 one more time.
Rolls on the high side. Middle's the 42, the 47 trying to run the bottom. Now they're going to switch up, 47 to the middle, 42 to the bottom. But 77 and Rolls going to hold them off as they go down into 1.
Here comes Vohringer once again. You're going to see the cars rocket down the back straightaway off of turn number 2. Brett Rolls going to flirt the high side as he's done all race long. Vohringer not cutting him any slack, but here comes Carberry once again.
Carberry doing a good job trying to keep up with these guys, but I tell you, Rolls right now is holding them off on the top side as Vohringer digs deep trying to get another run on him.
Laps winding down. Does anybody have anything for Brett Rolls? As right now you're going to look from the front bumper of Kyle Vohringer. He's going to go through 3 and 4 right up against the inside berm. Still not going to be able to get there. Your leader remains Rolls in the 77.
This time Rolls takes a low entry into turn 1. Going to be able to hold him off as that's going to conclude our race here as Brett Rolls is going to be the winner of heat number 3 with Vohringer second and Cadbury third.
What a great battle we saw for the lead there. It doesn't get any better than that. Vohringer unable to do anything with Brett Rolls as he will pick up heat race number 3. I'll tell you what, Robbie, let's get a talk with. I'm gonna let you get a talk with. I talked to one of the Midwest Racing Development teammates who decided to opt out. Torrin Shirts as well opted out. I'm going to let you get a talk with him as we go into the dash.
Torrin Top Shelf Shirts. Robbie Buckner, Backwards Hat Production. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Brother, last night you came out here and ran. Said, nope, not happy with that. I'm going to turn that thing in. I'm going to come back out here another night. So far, it looks to be paying off. You finished second in your heat race. Get ready for the dash. What's it going to...
Yeah, I don't know. I made some changes from last night and didn't really like it in the heat race that much, but still was able to salvage a second. So hopefully I can get this figured out for the dash and then work on my feature setup just a little bit.
Heck yeah, brother. I tell you, it takes a lot of courage to stand down from your time last night because basically you're rolling that lucky 8-ball out there and hoping that it lands on yes. Gives you a good finish tonight. Just one of those calculated risks you feel you just have to take.
Oh yeah, I mean, starting what 14th or something like that. That's just not me. So I'd rather take the risk and go out here and salvage maybe a top 5 instead of a top 8. Just get me up there a few more rows. I feel like going from 13th to 8th last night, that's about the best I can do. So I don't want to start 13th in the main feature and get screwed and not have a chance to win it. So we're gonna see how tonight is, but. Kyle Vohringer, I race with him a lot, and for him to show up tonight is kind of scary because I feel like he's going to walk away with this thing towards the end.
Heck yeah, brother. Vohringer definitely is one you got to keep your eyes on him and Doss and Kennedy and Rolls. You and your teammate Shane Kelly all seem to be fast tonight. Best of luck to you in the upcoming dash, brother, and as always, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, of course, the team, Midwest Racing Development, you guys for doing this broadcast and making this event so special, and Kyle for throwing this whole thing, and the Ram series, I guess. So, just thank all of you guys.
Not a problem, brother. Well, best of luck to you here in the dash as you get ready to battle it out and try and improve that starting position over last night.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Once again, that was Torrin Shirts, Midwest Racing Development, as he's going to come onto the track now. As Robbie tied him up with little media obligations there. However, man, Robbie, look at this dash. It's your top two out of each heat race inverted, and it's going to see Vohringer on the pole. You heard Torrin Shirts say there in his interview that Vohringer could be one of the guys to look to beat tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Vohringer is definitely a guy you got to watch out for tonight. He's definitely fast. But I tell you, all 3 heat races we've seen, only one of them was a walkaway, and that was Kennedy and his. Kennedy's going to start 5th in this heat race.
Well, here we go. We're going to see what we can do with the Dash 6 cars. Going to do battle. It's going to be Vohringer leading us to the green flag out of turn number 4. Vohringer going to pick up the throttle. Here we go. The dash is on. It's going to be he and Torrin Shirts through 1 and 2. Shirts going to run the top shelf. Vohringer edges out just ahead as they go down the back straightaway.
Torrin Shirts gives the bumper a little bit to Vohringer, but Vohringer isn't phased as they go down to 3 and 4. Vohringer with the lead. Torrin Shirts on the bottom, but how about Brett Rolls digging from the very back row all the way up to 3rd already?
Brett Rolls is on a mission, but so is Torrin Shirts. Everybody going to chase Vohringer again through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Shirts going to throw a little slider action on Rolls.
Torrin Shirts is going to hold off Rolls with the slider as they go into 3 and 4. But this whole time, the guy enjoying seeing this most is Vohringer as he starts to check out on Torrin Shirts.
Here we go. Everybody now going to move up top shelf through 1 and 2 as it's going to be Vohringer, Shirts, Rolls. No change in the top 3 as they head back into turn number 3.
Right now, Torrin Shirts and Brett Rolls is the biggest battle we have on the track as Rolls looks to the inside of Shirts but isn't able to get there as they go down the front stretch heading into 1.
Torrin Shirts going to hang on to 2nd as here comes Brett Rolls to challenge once again down the back straightaway. It'll be Vohringer still holding on to the lead as they go into 3 and 4.
Vohringer out by about 2 to 3 car lengths over Torrin Shirts. But Torrin Shirts has his hands full with Brett Rolls at 77 as they head down into 1. Let's see what Vohringer and Shirts and Rolls can do.
Well, on one end of the spectrum, you've got Torrin Shirts who paid off, who looks like the gamble's going to pay off as he sets 2nd. Meanwhile, you've got Shane Showtime Kelly back there just waiting to make a move as no one position proved for the driver out of the Midwest Racing Development stable.
Right now, Shane Kelly sitting last, but John Kennedy with the slider on the 26. 26 with the crossovers that come out of 2 and head down the backstretch.
Here we go. Could things start to shape up for Shane Kelly? We're going to find out right now. Brad Doss gets it a little sideways through 3 and 4. That's going to allow Shane Kelly to cross up, although Kelly now going to get the wall down the front straightaway.
Light contact for Kelly down the front straightaway is going to slow him down, though, as he chases the ball. Doss down into 1 and 2 and down the backstretch.
Vohringer's opening it up to about 8 car lengths now over Torrin Shirts. Brett Rolls still continues to hang right there in 3rd. Just looking for a little room, Robbie, to make a challenge as they come back to you through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Brett Rolls is going to make a move. He needs to do it soon because right now the man on the move is the 89 of John Kennedy since he got around Dawson to chase down Rolls and Torrin Shirts.
Here we go. John Kennedy going to dig through 3 and 4 right up there along the top shelf with the rest of them. As Kennedy still tries to inch a little further to Rolls. Looks like he may have it through 1 and 2. However, that's going to do it. It's going to be all Kyle Vohringer picking up your dash win. Going to start from the pole. Torrin Shirts 2nd, Brett Rolls 3rd, and John Kennedy will be 4th.
A heck of a run. Vohringer now is going to start on the outside of the front row tomorrow night. Interesting to see how this plays out for him.
Well, Robbie, hang on before we go announcing anything just yet. As a virtue of the way the program's set up, these guys are fixing to run a feature, and we're going to get the pleasure to call it.
I'll be darned. I that.
I tell you what, let's get to talk with our dash winner, Kyle Vohringer here, who has quickly put himself as maybe the man to beat.
Have a word with him.
Kyle Vohringer, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, man, going to check out in the dash. Going to set front row for the qualifying feature coming up. Got to think that you're feeling confident in that 42 car to get the job done.
Yeah, I guess we're going to find out, ain't we?
It looks like we might, man. As you know, this event kind of a little bit different than league racing and throughout a season or whatnot, as it's all go or go home. Does that change the way you kind of attack an event like this?
No, you just gotta keep it clean and hit the same spots on the racetrack as it moves. You know where you want to hit it. And don't let the pressure get to you.
Well, man, you definitely had it on a rail. Good luck throughout the rest of tonight as we get ready to watch a qualifying feature coming up.
All right, thanks.
Once again, that was Kyle Vohringer going to pick up your dash win. Robbie Carr's out on the track now, going to tune in a little practice. As I tell you what, why don't you, I'll let you pick the next driver to speak with.
Have a word with heat race number 2. Mr. John Kennedy. John Kennedy, Robbie Buckner, Backwards Hat Production Booth. Got a copy, brother?
Yeah, I got you.
Brother, you went out there, won your heat race, and won it by a lot. You had about a half a straightaway when it was all said and done. Car was on rails. Looks like you kind of got held up in traffic there in the dash. Once you got free of them, you chased down the top 3. Definitely looks like you got a fast car for tonight. What's the odds of inaugurating yourself with a win tonight?
Yeah, dash was really just, I was testing some stuff, and the longer we went, the better we got. So maybe in the feature it'd be better.
Heck yeah, brother. You know, personally, I know you mainly from the asphalt side, but I've learned more and more that you're a dirt racer at heart. What's it like out there tonight in the UMP mod after being in one of those pro late models earlier?
Not as much grip.
Not as much grip.
A lot smaller tire and a lot more horsepower.
Heck yeah, brother. Take though for you to... I lost it.
I believe Robbie's mic might have cut out just a little bit there.
Did y'all lose me?
No, we got you now, brother.
I lost my double A's again, John. Well, John, man, we'll let you get ready to go back out there and get you some more practice in before this thing finishes up. But anybody out there you want to give a shout out to?
I got to thank Trevor Brownlee for painting this car, and my buddy DJ for the setup help.
Well, heck yeah, brother. We'll go out there and give them heck. Have some fun tonight, and when it's all done, maybe they'll all know who the president is, and that's John Kennedy.
Thanks, guys.
Well, practice going to continue on for the UMPs. Here we go. As you've got the pleasure, like we always say, the ticker doesn't really reflect the heat races, so to speak, as we call those out live, but you kind of get an overall look, and it's still Brad Doss, Robbie. The track has went away quite a bit, slowed down. It's going to be interesting to see just what kind of surface these guys have come a main time.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. Whoa! Big crap. Sorry, I just happened to look out and see Trevor Baker just destroy the wall down in 1 and 2. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of prep the tracks do going into this one tonight.
Yeah, definitely so, as I believe the lights should be coming on come feature time, so it's going to be interesting to see a little bit more moisture in this track than these drivers have seen all night. Will be the key here.
You definitely want to see how it goes. I tell you, a lot of these guys want to run that bottom side, but it's just not there. Maybe it'll be there come feature time for them. We'll get 2 really good, solid groups of racing.
Yeah, you can definitely hope so. Like I said, last night showed no sign of shortage of action. As we get set to go here, this will be the last chance for somebody to qualify in on the outside row, and then from then on, the remaining spots will be set through a last chance qualifier tomorrow night. So for guys like, you know, torn shirt, Shane Kelly, even if you don't make it tonight, you have a shot to make it a little bit later on, you know, tomorrow night.
Yeah, you have a chance to get through the last chance race to get into the main feature, man, but you don't want to rely on the last chance race. You want to go in tomorrow knowing that you're already in the main event, locked in, you're ready to go, you're working on your setup for the full race. You don't want to be that guy that's got to stress about making it through a last chance qualifier just to make it start at the back of the main event and hope that you can make your way through the field. You want to lock yourself into a prime starting spot for the entire thing and be able to go out there and say, you know what, I'm going to win this thing.
Yeah, nobody wants to be that guy for sure, as I have a feeling there's going to be no shortage of carnage and action when we get set to go feature racing tomorrow night. As we're doing, once again, this quick server changeover, nobody go anywhere. I just got the word handed to me from Kyle Ramsey, the other server is up, so it shouldn't take too long here. We'll be back to action. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just moments away as we do the quick server changeover. Lights are on here at the Knoxville Speedway, Knoxville, Iowa, or Knoxville Raceway. Only a moron can mispronounce that, but here we go nonetheless. Robbie, we saw a lot of excitement through the heat races and the dash. I don't feel like it's going to let up any as we turn everybody loose to battle for 8 spots. Going to determine your outside 8 row, or outside 8 cars. Here we go, we're back live with you now. As you see, about 5 minutes left to go. Take a little bit of look through the flag stand, as this is what it would be like to sit on the flag stand here at the Knoxville Raceway. Brad Doss looks like he's going to be on top of the board once again. Torrin Shirt's now going to go to the top of the board with a 20.041. Tell you what, let's
Hello.
Yeah, I got you now, big man.
Sorry, had some technical difficulties there. I apologize.
Oh, get the double A's changed out in that mic. Get the dirt cleaned out of it.
Heck, this time I lost the entire satellite uplink.
Oh, well, good Lord, man. Not good there. As Torrin Shirt's still going to remain on top of the board. We got about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left before we go racing here for tonight's qualifying feature. For tomorrow night's AMA, like I was saying, Robbie, we're going to lock in the top 8 rows now. And everybody going to be scrambling for a little pay dirt here.
Yeah, everybody's going to be fighting hard to try and finish inside that top 8 so that they can get in there and have a locked-in guaranteed spot. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to make it, because right now we got, looks like 2, 4, 6, 12.
14 cars that have taken time. Everybody going to be battling for the top 8 spots. I was noticing Brad Doss back on top of the board as he was in qualifying, Robbie. You've got to wonder if maybe the 026 car, good on the heavy track, then the setup starts to go away a little bit as the track dries out.
Highly possible. You never know how some people's setups work. The question is, did he make too many adjustments, though, after realizing that his setup struggled as it got hotter and slicker? But we're under the lights now, so it ought to be interesting to see maybe if that setup will hold up a lot longer for him.
I know I always like coming to race here at the Knoxville Raceway, especially since I got me one of those bad fast Laurel Haven specials underneath the modified. And, you know, Laurel, guys like Frank Gonzalez who were trying to race their way in last night didn't make it, not in attendance tonight, but, you know, I talked to Frank last night and he said one of the big shout outs he had to give was Laurel Havens for the setup help.
Yeah, Laurel Havens is one of those guys that really, if you just take the time to talk to him and get to know him, he's more than willing to help you do whatever you need. Laurel has probably one of the smoothest and prettiest wheels of anybody I've seen run one of these things. Doesn't always have the best of luck in the league races, but I tell you, man, get him in a hosted lobby or a you know, main lobby on a regular night, and he'll run circles around just about anybody.
Well, folks, you saw it there. Don't be alarmed as we were we lost the I switched screens for just a second. We went back live now, though, as we get set to go.
Lap race. This is going to be interesting.
30-lap race. It will be exciting. As I am, give me 1 second here. We're currently working on a little something. change up. I'm gonna make a little bit of a change for the. Gonna make a little bit of a change for the feature here. Tell me what everybody thinks about it out there. We like to play around with things from time to time. Switch the tickers up just a little bit. I know it's a little impromptu thing, but I'm hoping that maybe it'll give us a little better shot through some of the cameras, especially some of our roof cameras out there. Here we go, Robbie. A feature time set to go. It's going to be 30 laps. Who's going to lock in top 8 spots? As we'll get a look at your grid. Cars starting to grid up, as we'll give you a full rundown as soon as they do. You can see it there to the left side of your screen though. Here we go, Robbie. Starting from the pole, the man was nothing short of dominant in your dash. That's going to give him the pole for tonight's A main. The driver out of the Midwest region, the 42, Kyle Vohringer. To his outside, he's going to have the smooth criminal out of the Plains region, Torrance Shirts in the 33.
Starting third tonight in the number 77 is going to be the man that likes to run it to the high and the outside, to be Brett Rolls. And to Brett's outside of Brett, it's going to be that 89 of John Kennedy.
One row back from that's where you're going to find Brad Doss. He was tonight's Quick Time Award winner. Fell a little short in the heat race. Going to start in the 5th position. 6 to his outside will be the 5 car of Shane Showtime Kelly.
Starting 7th is going to be the 68 of Ronald Piles, and the Ronald's outside, starting in the 8th position, is going to be the 21 of Nate Anderson.
Starting in 9th will be the 47 car of Thomas C. Carberry out of New Jersey. To his outside, Trevor Shaken Baker in the 24.
After, sorry about that, my throat scratchy. Starting 11th is going to be the 900 of Kyle Brettfelder, and his outside in the number 37 of Jared Burba.
Alex Bridger going to be in the 13th starting spot inside row number 7. To his outside, the 72 car of Jeffrey Lanham.
Starting 15th. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Starting 15th, the 23 of Joseph Halsey, and to his outside is going to be the man, the myth, the legend himself, the 91 of Kyle Ramsey.
You see the opening fireworks, folks, as that's not going to be the only ones you're going to see. We're going to get set to see them on the racetrack. Vohringer going to lead them down the back straightaway. We're going to turn them loose as the Chevy Silverado pace truck will be making the left onto pit road.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. Vohringer brings the field to life, but it's going to be Torrance Shirts to get the jump into turn number 1. They'll go side by side down the back straightaway.
Torrance Shirts trying his hardest on the outside to get around Vohringer, but Vohringer is going to fight him off as they head down into 3 and 4 with Rolls tallying at the back.
Oh, Shane Kelly going to get it crossed up in 3 and 4, makes a heck of a save. Loses a little bit of ground to Trevor Baker, however, he will fall back in line.
Yeah, Trevor Baker and Shane Kelly and Doss all battling it out as they come off of 3 or turn 2 and head down into 3, chasing Ronald Piles. But out front, you still have a battle as Torrance Shirts has got to the inside of Vohringer.
Shirts gonna throw the slider on Vohringer into turn 1 and 2. New leader, lap 3 will be Torrance Shirts. Down the back straightaway, it'll be Vohringer and Rose make up the top 3.
Torrance Shirts has Eliza go into 3 and 4 as he comes out of turn number 4. Shirts is going to try and stretch his advantage a little bit, but Vohringer is right there. He won't let get him away as Rolls and Kennedy give chase.
Here we go through 1 and 2. 4 laps of the 30 complete, and right around the 8th position, that's the one you're going to want to watch, as it's Trevor Baker holds on to it for dear life. Starting to be challenged now by Carberry in the 47.
Carberry had a fast car in his heat race. Now he's at the back trying to get that last transfer spot as he chases Baker down into 1 and 2.
A few spots up in front of them, it's going to be Shane Showtime Kelly digging the bottom. Ronald Piles on the outside. This is the battle for 5th and 6th.
Oh, Slatter inbound from Kennedy on Rolls as they go through 3 and 4. Rolls with a crossover as they come out.
This is your battle for third and fourth as they go through 1 and 2. It's going to be Kennedy top shelf. There's Brett Rolls on the bottom. Here comes Shane Showtime Kelly as the top 2 have checked out.
Top 2 are staying the same way they have been right now. Your biggest battle was for third and fourth as Rolls and Kennedy go side by side off of 4 and head down the front stretch with Shane Kelly in hot pursuit.
Here we go from the basement to the attic. It's going to be Brett Rolls, John Kennedy. Here comes Shane Kelly going to try to throw his man into the mix. As they work through 3 and 4, it's going to be still side by side for the third and fourth positions.
Kennedy to the extreme top, Rolls to the extreme bottom. Shane Kelly driving the middle, trying to chase them down as they go into 1 and 2. Rolls has made his way back around Kennedy for third.
Meanwhile, back up front, it's nose to tail. It's Torn Shirts out front, but here comes Vohringer in the 42.
Vohringer does a good job of staying right in Torn Shirts tracks, but Shirts is doing a good job of holding him off as they head off a turn 2 and down the backstretch. Again, Rolls and Kennedy battle it out with Showtime now sticking his nose in it.
Well, it's about 3 seconds back from first to second as they start to work their way through 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. Rolls is etched out a little bit ahead, and here comes Shane Showtime Kelly back up to the 4th spot.
Kelly digging the bottom with Rolls in front. Kennedy still trying to work that high side. Kennedy's going to get a run as they come off a 2 and head down the backstretch.
15 cars, everybody looking for the top 8 spots. Trevor Baker still going to be in the hunt. However, he'll lose the 8th spot to Cardberry, who's moved it up in the 47.
Cardberry right now has his height set on Ronald Piles in that 68. Piles running the extreme high, Cardberry running in the middle of the track. But still, your best action is for 3rd and 4th, or 4th and 5th, as Kennedy and Showtime go after it in 3 and 4.
Here we go, back up front. It's John Kennedy trying to work the high side. They're going to rock it down the front straightaway one more time. It's lap 12 of 30, 19 to go as the battle rages on right around the 4th position.
Right now, Showtime is trying to get his way around Kelly, but behind them, Ronald Piles keeps flirting with that disaster on that knife's edge up on the high side. Got up a little high in 3 and 4 on the last lap, and that's allowed Cadbury to get up to him as they go down into 1 and 2. Carberry trying to dig the bottom, running the berm.
Here we go. It's going to be John Kennedy, top shelf, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Robbie, with all this action, I tell you what, brother, I think it's time to crank it up.
Let's crank it up, give these fans something to cheer on. Turn your iPad, TV, computer, whatever it is up. Wake your neighbor up, tell grandma it's UMP time on Backwards at television.
Laps winding down, cross flags were in the air. It's 14 laps to go, and it's still Torn Shirts out of the Plains region out front as he's done a miraculous job holding off Kyle Vohringer in second.
Yeah, Vohringer definitely is trying to get back to Torn, but Torn's done a good job of holding him off. And right now, Rolls has distanced himself from the battle between Kennedy, Kelly, and the 26 of Dobbs.
18 laps of the 30 ran. It's been all green flag. We haven't seen a caution yet, and boy, has it been a barn burner. Torn Shirts out to the early lead. Vohringer's been given chase. Those two guys seem to be working right around the bottom berm, where a lot of guys have started to go top shelf.
Yeah, the groove is starting to move up. Right now, the track's getting slicked over, as we like to say. The berm down there, there's still a little bit of grip, so you have several drivers still down there, but a lot of drivers are moving up top. Because right now, if you roll through our field, Trevor Baker holds on to that 8th and final transfer spot.
Trevor Baker back up into the 8th position. Got it digging in the 24 car out of Midwest Racing Development Stables. as it's he and Carberry right now, and Ronald Piles, the first driver, the outside looking in.
Yeah, Piles is going to try and work his way back in as the leaders come to 3 and 4, starting to catch lap traffic as they go down the front straightaway. Torrance Shirts, Bullringer battle into 1 and 2.
It's going to be 10 laps to go. Joseph Halsey going to be the immediate car in front of race leader Torrance Shirts. As they go through 3 and 4, he should be catching him about the front straightaway. It's going to look to be making quick work of him, though, as Bullringer's still right there.
Bullringer's not letting off the pressure right now. Torrance cannot breathe for 1 second. If he does, makes one little slip up, Bullringer's going to be there to take advantage as they head down the backstretch into 3 and 4, chasing Halsey.
It's Brett Rolls still in the 3rd position over 4th place John Kennedy. John Kennedy going to throw it in there, slides it all the way up to the wall in 3 and 4, nothing doing. Brett Rolls holds about a 2-second lead right now over Kennedy.
Leaders catching lap traffic, had a little bit of a scare there as a slow car on the inside of the berm. Looked like he may have come back up, but he stays down as our leaders race through and clear lap traffic coming out of turn 4.
Torrance Shirts, Kyle Bullringer, they've been on the pace so far and setting it on fire. As right now the laps click down, it's going to be 6 laps to go next time by for your leader. As lap traffic starting to spread out a little bit, Robbie, it's going to be interesting to see if maybe it comes into play here.
Lap traffic is holding up John Kennedy right now. Kennedy is now going to be under attack from Showtime Kelly. He had about a 12-car length gap on him, but now Kennedy is down to only 2 car lengths over Shane Kelly as they go through 1 and 2.
Kennedy's running right about the highest car on the racetrack right now as he's flirting with that thin line. You see the cushions moved all the way up to the wall as we go roof cam. John Kennedy just barely avoids knocking the quarter panel off the 89.
Yeah, Kennedy's right there on that razor's edge between being fast and being wrecked. Doing a heck of a job as he chases down Rolls. Rolls is starting to fall back to the battle between Kennedy and Kelly.
Well, here we go. It's clear track for the 2 leaders. It's going to be 3 laps to go next time by. As right now it's Kyle Bullringer up top, Torrance Shirts on the bottom where he's been the whole race. Here we go through 3 and 4, laps winding down.
Laps winding down, Bullringer Shirts battle it out for the lead. 3 wide back here for 3rd place though as Kennedy throws a slider on Rolls. It rolls with the crossover as they come back down the front stretch.
Shirts gonna throw the slider on Bullringer out of 3 and 4. We'll see if he does it once again in 2. He does. Right now, Torrance Shirts doing everything he can. It looks like the gamble could land him some pay dirt here at the Knoxville Raceway. It'll be 2 laps to go this time.
You heard him talk in the pre-race about how last night didn't go the way he wanted to. Didn't feel like starting 8th was going to do him much good. Now he's come out here tonight. Looks like he's going to have a chance to start P2 tomorrow night.
Listen to him work that throttle right up around that rubbered up berm on the bottom as it'll be white flag in the air. Torrance Shirts has 1 lap to go before he's going to be able to call himself the outside pole sitter in tomorrow night's show.
Torrance Shirts heads down the backstretch. Bullringer chases him down. Bullringer has 1 more chance. He throws it in hard, slides it up to the wall.
Not going to get there. It's going to be Shirts. Meanwhile, here's this battle for 3rd. It's going to be John Kennedy hangs on over Shane Kelly. Brett Rolls, Brett Doss, Thomas Carberry, and Trevor Shankin Baker going to be the last car to advance out of tonight's qualifying feature.
Wow, what a race.
There you see it, folks. The fireworks starting to go off at the Knoxville Raceway here in Knoxville, Iowa. You saw 30 laps, no cautions as Torrance Shirts. The gamble going to pay off huge for that guy. And I believe Robbie's now standing by with 3rd place finisher John Kennedy.
John Kennedy, Robbie Butner backwards hat. Congratulations on the 3rd place finish. Looks like you're going to start P6 tomorrow night in the main event.
Yeah, nice. That was a workout.
I tell you, man, you were running the top line like no one else was. Had that right rear sticking up on the fence tonight. What was it like for you out there? Was the car just getting loose, or was that just where the groove was taking you?
I was just driving in so hard. I mean, them guys were killing me on the bottom at the start of the race, and I had to try something, and we fell back, but work our way back up to third. Take it.
Heck yeah, there at the end, you had one heck of a battle with Rolls and Showtime Shane Kelly. As you guys all went at it down there in 3 and 4, you went split the middle on them. I tell you, how do you make a move like that and not have any kind of contact between 3 drivers racing that hard?
That's all about luck right there.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Well, I know it's not the finish you wanted. You were hoping to come out of here with a P2 start for tomorrow night, but P6 is still up there to the front. You can see them. What's it going to take tomorrow night to bring it home in victory lane?
10 more laps. I think that top's going to be a lot better than it was tonight. And that's honestly where I like to run here, so we should be a lot better tomorrow night.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go celebrate this 3rd place finish tonight?
I gotta thank Kyle for putting this on. You guys are broadcasting it, and some of the people that's out there watching.
Heck yeah, brother. Best of luck to you tomorrow night as we get ready to watch these UMP mods throw down in the finale to the Harris Clash.
See you guys tomorrow.
Once again, that was third place finisher John Kennedy, as he's going to start 6th tomorrow night in the A main event in the 2nd annual Sim Harris Clash. I believe Robbie is now standing by with 2nd place finisher tonight, Kyle Vohringer.
I am. Kyle Vohringer comes in here tonight, comes home 2nd. Is going to start P4 tomorrow night. Kyle, tell us about your night, brother.
Track opened up pretty good. Towards the end there was a slight time period there where the top kind of worked, but my car wasn't quite right for it. But I was halfway making it work. I couldn't quite get enough to his outside to make it happen. But always good racing with him. He's a pretty respectful guy.
I tell you, you went down into turn 3, drove it for all it was worth there on that last lap. Kind of one of those, it's either going to stick or it's not, man. But heck of a battle tonight. Starting P4 now tomorrow night in the main event for the Clash. What's this do for you, man? Does this give you confidence going into it, knowing that you have a car and a setup that could win this thing?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely doesn't hurt none. You know, but you also got the top 8 guys from last night to compete with too. So it'll be a pretty stout field. Should be a good time.
One heck of a race, man. You guys went 30 laps tonight, door to door, just banging and getting down and dirty in the mud here in Knoxville. Heck of a race, man. Pat yourselves on the back for this one. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, Brad Doss with Doss Shocks, Shady Engines, Gullickson Radiators. Them is my guys, and we make these cars go around a racetrack.
Heck yeah, brother. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, and hopefully tomorrow night you end up 3 spots better than what you did tonight and come home the winner.
All right, have a good one.
Once again, that was 2nd place finisher in the 42 car, Kyle Vohringer out of the Midwest region. Robbie, I believe you have made your way down to victory lane where you're going to be with one ecstatic, I'm sure, Torrin Shirts out of the Midwest Racing Development Camp.
I am. I'm down here in victory lane with a man that I call top shelf, but the rest of the world calls him a smooth criminal, because tonight Torrin Shirt's going to come out here and steal a victory away from the field. Torrin, tell us about your night, brother.
Oof. As you can tell, I wasn't no top shelf tonight. I kept her glued to the bottom and just hoped I didn't mess up. Got to give a shout out to Kyle there, because he did get into me a little bit, but that was a super gentleman move of him to let off and let me get back into it. I don't think a lot of guys would have. We go way back, and we always give each other just the best respect, and that was a heck of a race holding him off. And once I passed, I knew I was going to be quick early. I didn't know how I was going to be a late. And I just hung on to that and pulled off a victory.
Heck yeah, brother. I tell you, you came into Vegas, you threw all your money on the table, said, I'm doubling down tonight. I'm going to win this thing so I can get a heck of a better starting spot, and it doesn't get any better than P2 for tomorrow night. The gamble pays off for you, brother.
Heck yeah, it does. That's going to really, really help me tomorrow. Hopefully it's slick like this. Everyone knows that the slicker the track, the faster I get. Maybe I'll have something for those top 8 from yesterday.
Heck yeah, brother. Most definitely. I tell you, though, man, it's good to see a good, clean battle like we saw tonight with you and Vohringer. I tell you, 30 laps up, 30 laps down, not a single caution out there. You guys working lap traffic, just battling it out. from a driver's standpoint, as you start going through the race and you get down to 10 laps, 9 laps, 8 laps, what starts going through your mind as you're making these laps click off and you see the end coming up?
Yeah, what goes through my mind in something like this is try not to count the laps. Just keep running your line, and that checkered flag will fly eventually. So that's all I did the whole time, and it happened to pay off. I was getting a little nervous. He'd get a little run on me, and then it seemed like his car would fall off for a few laps. Then he'd get it back, with the momentum, get it all gathered again, and fall off again. And those last 5 laps, thank goodness it was a fall off point, and I was able to put a little gap between us. It was the only thing I could hope for, and it happened. So that was a fantastic race, and it was just cool coming out on top of this 2-car battle, because usually it's the other way around.
Heck yeah, brother. Congratulations. We here at Backwards Hat are used to seeing you in victory lane. No different tonight, as like I said, the man I call top shelf, but the rest of the world knows as the smooth criminal. Torn Shirts is your winner tonight. Torn, who's the shout out for tonight, brother?
Yeah, definitely the whole squad here tonight. I made a few changes and was actually kind of frustrated because I don't know if you could tell my left rear, I couldn't. It was just tucking under the car just a little bit more than I wanted to. So I was trying to make some changes there and ended up pulling quick time, a little practice session before the feature, and I was kind of shocked because it was like 2 or 3 tenths quicker than second. So I just said, screw it, I'm going to run it and see what I got, and it pulled off. So I got to thank the team, for letting me race with them tonight, and you guys for this awesome broadcast. I'm going to go back and rewatch it and see how it went, and then thank you, Kyle and the Ram Series, for putting this on.
Heck yeah, brother. Again, Torn, go celebrate in typical Midwest racing development style with some Andy's frozen custard, some Amp Energy, and a couple little brewskis that no one sees until after the race is over. Have some fun, brother. You've earned it. You deserve it. And we'll see you back tomorrow night as you've earned the second starting spot for tomorrow night in the Harris Clash.
Can't wait to see what I got tomorrow.
Once again from Victory Lane, that was Torn Shirts, driver of the 33 car. As I'm going to get a talk now with one of the other guys who made this show tonight, just sneaking in. Trevor Baker, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Brad.
Well, man, you missed the show last night. You're going to squeak in, locking up that 8th and final transfer spot. Unlike last night, you saw a few cautions through the feature. This race went, green flag the whole way. Do you feel like maybe you picked up a little bit through both nights of what could happen if it went green flag or versus the caution field, a caution field?
I think you definitely learn a lot more from tonight than you did last night, just as far as, the track wear and how your car handles on a long haul, how you hold up running all those green flag laps.
Well, man, we saw you slip out of the 8th position, gained it back there for the closing laps. That's going to set you about 16th in the starting grid tomorrow night. Tell me a little bit about, night 3. It's got to be starting to wear on you a little bit as, like I've said before, unlike, a season where you're going to run a week, have a whole week to regroup. Tomorrow night, you've got to get right back in action and going to do it from a little deep in the field. How do you plan on attacking it?
I'm going to lean on Torn and Shane and Derek and see if they can't get me pointed in the right direction. As you can tell, I've struggled the past 2 nights in these modifieds. I just can't quite find the speed that I'm looking for, and hopefully they can give me some tips and I can get away with the top 10 or so.
Well, man, like I said, congratulations. You missed it last night in a heartbreak. Gonna lock it up tonight, start 16th tomorrow. Before we let you get back down there and regroup with the team, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, you gotta give the credit to Kyle for putting this whole shindig together. You and Robbie for making this such a great broadcast, and the teammates. We're gonna crack open some pints of Andy's frozen custard down here in Victory Lane and celebrate with Torn for a little bit.
Heck yeah, man. Well, congratulations. Go celebrate as the winning car owner and also locking yourself in, and we'll see you back tomorrow night.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Once again, that was Trevor Baker who locked up the 8th and final transfer spot. I'm also going to pull up a guy who was about midfield tonight, going to lock it up, start from the 10th position tomorrow night. Brett Rolls, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Absolutely. How you doing?
Well, man, doing good. You're going to lock in the 5th spot tonight. Going to start you 10th tomorrow night for the big show. I was talking to Trevor Baker a little bit. You know, last night, throughout these 2 nights, you've kind of seen different aspects of it, where last night had a few cautions, you know, throughout the qualifying feature. Tonight, it went green, white, checker. Do you feel like maybe you've taken something away over these 2 nights that you can put to good use tomorrow night?
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely felt like the setup went away with about 10 to 12 laps to go, so I definitely got some work to do in that aspect. But other than that, this has been a pretty good couple of races here out of this event for me. So overall, just looking to maintain momentum here and bring it into the modified series.
Man, you've definitely had, like we said, a fast car throughout the weekend. Definitely been one guy to watch and made it exciting. I also asked Trevor the same question I'm fixing to ask you. You know, you're going to start 10th in the field tomorrow night, and unlike a regular season where you've got an off week, you're running 3 consecutive nights here. How do you as a driver kind of, you know, gear it back down and prepare for tomorrow night? And, you know, what kind of preparation is going to go into the game plan?
Well, most of the time, I usually get on about mid-afternoon, run a couple of laps, change some things. If I like it, I'll keep going with the setup. If I don't, I'll get off, you know, try to clear my mind a little bit, regroup. But mostly, I'm looking forward to the late model race starting outside front row. I'm hoping to win that one. But for the modifieds, it's mostly, you know, trying to find something that works and something that's going to maintain through the feature. But I definitely wouldn't be having as good a luck this weekend if it weren't for Ronald Piles and Tupper, the, you know, teammates helping me out here.
Well, man, like I said, congratulations finishing 5th tonight. You're going to lock up the 10th place starting spot in tonight or tomorrow night's main event. Before we let you get out of here and go debrief with the team, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Definitely the girlfriend. It's been a hectic couple of days, you know, being over at Tupper's house for, you know, most of the night, if not all night, racing. But other than that, just, you know, the guys at Hard Motorsports, you know, you guys for putting on the productions, you know, Kyle for putting on the series and the events that he does. And shout out to all the drivers that come here. And, you know, we got a lot of good talent, and it shows as, you know, the past 3 nights has been some really good racing, in my opinion.
Heck yeah, man. Well, we're going to let you go debrief game plan with the team a little bit, but good luck in tomorrow night's main and starting outside the front row in the late model race.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
Once again, that was driver of the number 77, Brett Rolls. He finished 5th tonight in the last qualifying feature. Going to lock himself into that 10th starting spot. We're going to run down the grid real quick, show you who made it in a hole and who's going to have to deal with another night of heartbreak and try to race their way in through a last chance qualifier. There we go. You're going to see Torrin Shirts come out the victor tonight after starting outside the front row. Kyle Vohringer is going to finish 2nd. John Kennedy 3rd. Shane Kelly up from 6th to 4th. And Brett Rolls, we just spoke with him, going to round out your top 5.
Coming home 6th tonight is going to be Brad Doss after starting 5th. Coming home 7th is Carberry in the 47. He started 9th. 8th is going to go to Trevor Baker in the final transfer spot after starting 10th. Nate Anderson's barely going to miss out as he comes home 9th. And Jared Burba is going to round out your top 10.
Joseph Halsey, Ronald Piles going to finish in the 11th, 12th position. Jeffrey Lanham in 13th. 14th will be Brett Felder in the 900 car. And rounding out the 15-car field tonight will be Alex Bridger. Those guys are going to be back in a last chance qualifier. One last shot, Robbie, to make the field.
Yeah, if you thought these guys were under pressure to perform tonight, tomorrow night, that last chance qualifier, those guys are the ones that are under pressure. You got to qualify your way in. It's your last chance to do it.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for night 2 of 3 of the 2nd annual Sim Harris Clash coverage from the Knoxville Raceway here in Knoxville, Iowa. join us back here as we going to cover some great late model action as well as the UMP mods for the third and final night. Those respected classes will see feature racing as well as one last shot for everybody to get in who hasn't already locked in. We want to congratulate everybody who locked in night 1 as well as tonight. And we hope to see you back here for night 3. You don't want to miss it. You think the emotions and energy was ramped up tonight. Wait till it's all on the line for some of these guys. As that's going to do it. Like I said, once again, for Robbie Buckner, I am Bradley Wilson. This is Backwards Hat Productions. All have a safe night. Go throughout your day tomorrow, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow night.